So we have now come to the end of the technical session. And as we reflect on the diverse approaches that have been presented today, it is very clear that the shared expertise is vital for driving the growth and addressing challenges across the mangosteen sector regionally and globally. Before I hand over the session to my colleague, Mr. Yacob, I'd just like to emphasize an important aspect observed today, which is frequently underestimated, the reliability of data on mangosteen. For years, the global harmonized system code, the HS codes have aggregated mangosteen together with mangoes and guava. And so the lumping has historically led to skewed statistics, often obscuring the true scale of production and the reliability of data on the whole. So I think the panel discussion, amongst others, will be touching on this aspect. And once again, I wish to thank all our distinguished speakers for their time and knowledge shared. Over to you now, Mr. Yacob. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Devi, for that small introduction. Anyway, I just want to give a wrap. Well, I think what we do is, before we started the webinar, there were some questions posed on the registration forms here. So, but I noticed I've got the questions here and who asked the questions and so forth. But I noticed most of the questions, or most of the questions have been addressed by the five speakers here on the export needs, on public consumption, what else mangosteen is for, so, and all those things. But maybe today there's just a little, not much on processing here. Because if you notice mangosteen, people talk so much about xanthones and the screen and processing, and how to process into xanthones and so on. So we know that that's happening, but we don't know on what scale. So I'm just going to, what I'm going to do today is just very specific with my panel members. Dr. Karu is not here. See, we've listened to all the five papers, and our objective for this webinar is to discuss how should we expand production and how do we go about being competitive with other food types, durian and stuff. So it's not easy. So maybe what I do is I'm going to ask each panel member what priority do you have to enhance your production? But now I'm talking more about, okay, are you talking about the big producers or the small producers? Because in some countries, more of smaller producers. In some countries, more of big producers. So now my question is, where is your focus? Because when you talk about enhancing production, we talk about exports, we're talking about big producers. So maybe I can start with Dr. Chinappan. In Thailand, you mentioned your data starts from 2021, 67,000 hectares, and then 2023, 2024, you have more than 400,000 hectares, or 339,000 hectares. So there's a steep rise in hectareage. And who's doing it? Are they the big companies or are these smallholders? So what is Thailand's focus to expand production? Are you depending on the big companies, or are you talking about the small growers? Dr. Chinappan, can you just give us some idea, or some response? Who is doing it in Thailand? How many percent small growers? How many percent big growers?
That's from the data we have extension. We have extension department of extension that we have staff in any location. That's why we can find out the dependent area. For the export, we also have some organization that we can collect from them. But that you talking that I also think I also agree with you, because we also got a problem about the data also. But we try to do right now. We also try to do, because the extension staff, they also they stay in the local area and stay with the farmer, and they have like the farmer member. The farmer also don't grow only one thing, only one kind of fruit. That are also but now we have also they have a good relationship with the farmer. The
Okay.
staff also do in the we call a sub-district extension staff in there.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Okay.
we
Thank
also
you.
have district. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much. I think, but the other question I want to ask is, what is the operation like in Thailand? Cooperatives, small farmers, big? Because I think that's the one which is boosting the industry. So, who is dominant? Cooperatives, or the big farmers, or the small farmers? Which one is contributing more?
Okay, they have now we the extensions Department of Extension. They also set up the what we call the big how to say big farm uh in Thailand we call สวนเกษตรรายใหญ่ that's they call big farmer big farm any kind of food like a long can big farmer so they have the member they have to have the leader they have so many groups in district and they collect the data together something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That means what you're saying is operations big for small farmers, because I think Thailand is a successful model for Mangosteen. You have a lot of research and also successful. So we want to learn whether you support both groups, the small farmers and big farmers, and how the small farmers are being grouped. Okay, so thank you. So what you're saying now is, actually, I asked a question: how many percent are big growers? How many percent small growers? As well, because that's where the focus should be for any country who wants to develop. Do you help the big boys or help the small boys? So in Thailand, is it 50% big company or 50% small growers? What's the percentage?
I think about just like about 10% or something.
10% big companies.
For Mangosteen, right?
Yep.
The big company for export that we have, normally they use the same kind of mango. The company maybe they send the export or they collect the fruit.
Okay.
Not only mangosteen, they have mango and longan, something like that. That we have about the big about big company and then another one is about 6 to 10 medium company and that.
Okay, so I understand. So now
For
they're getting
example,
supplies.
the CP, Lotus,
the company gets supplies from the others, but then they control the quality just like anywhere else. But I think maybe the exporters are the ones which are doing, they're doing a lot more business because they're buying from small growers. Okay, thank you, Chinappan. Now, what about Vietnam? Do you depend more on small growers or big growers?
In Vietnam?
Yeah. No, I'm asking Mr. Sun in Vietnam. Sorry.
Yeah. In Vietnam, most of the farmer is small scale.
Okay, so it's like a contract system. So the big grower will get it from. Okay. Well, immediately, what is your top priority now to improve mangosteen in Vietnam? What is your main priority right now, so that you can enhance the production? What's the main priority, number one, in your head right now? What do you think should be done to improve mangosteens?
Right now,
just give me one big one.
In Vietnam, the problem for the farmer, mangosteen in Vietnam, the yield is not stable, not the same year by year. So 1 year high, 1 year low, our variety. And the second one is, I think, for the mangosteen, the rumbosis and also the inside problem, the Chinese scan inside.
Yes.
So we need.
So in other words, you're saying maybe Vietnam in another 5 years less mangosteen.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? Less mangosteen later in Vietnam because of problem.
Yeah. No, we have two area. So the southeast area we don't have that problem, but in the Mekong Delta, because in Mekong Delta we have a lot of the water and rainy season. So in Mekong Delta nowadays, the Mangosteen production area not much compared to last 5 years or 10 years. Now there are many of the Mangosteen farmer in Mekong Delta, they cut down the tree and they grow durian now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, so maybe previous Mangosteen will be less.
Less.
Yeah, so you'll give more opportunity for Malaysia. Malaysia, Mr. Chris. So Vietnam is decreasing the acreage. You think Malaysia can increase? Mr. Christopher?
Yacob. Thank you very much for the question. Yeah, in Malaysia, we could hardly find any new areas for new planting. So for the past 4, including this year, is the 5th year. So we have, as I mentioned in the slide just now, we are in the Tour of Malaysia plan. We are focusing on rehabilitating those existing areas to boost the productivity. As you can see just now on my slides, in 2017, the productivity is about 7 metric ton, 7.3 metric ton, and increases to about 2 metric tons. So we are helping, or we are giving incentive to increase the productivity, especially for those existing farm. But we could, we hardly can find any or any new areas for new planting. And likewise in the other countries also. In Malaysia, it is this mangosteen is mostly planted by smallholders, and the largest farm that we can I can find in Malaysia is about almost 50 hectares. So that is the largest farm that we have, but most of it is about less than 10 hectares for each farm, and is managed by smallholders themselves.
Or as a group farming. So maybe we can expand it to the other side, East Malaysia or somewhere, Sabah.
Yeah, I mean, if we can expand it to Sabah and Sarawak, it will be good, because Sabah and Sarawak still have a lot of, areas to be developed. And by the way, the exporters, as I mentioned just now, the Diamond International, they're also having their own farm, and also they are having, they're collecting fruits from other farm also to be processed. And there's another three registered processing facilities that is collecting the farm, but they themselves doesn't have any farm, so they are collecting the fruits from our smallholders to be processed and to be exported. Yeah, Jacob.
Okay, thank you. Actually, because I was thinking, because we mentioned that there's potential for mangosteen to expand, there's demand is growing. So, but then if we not going to improve on the production, then things not going to happen. So that's why I asked whether we have a plan to improve production. Looking forward, maybe in a few years that there's going to be more demand for mangosteens. And I think the other reason is maybe durian is becoming more popular, so people are planting durian. So that's a big challenge for us. Yeah, even in Thailand, people are going for durians because it's better, so less mangosteens. So when that happens, I think, not only mangosteen, there are also other fruit types which are grown less or chopped up, and then people start planting durian. So that's one of our challenges. But that's why I'm just asking whether we can, maintain that or expand the thing, and how do we do it? So that's the main question. So I don't know, for Malaysia, maybe we have to have some kind of policy where countries grow mangosteen as an agroforestry concept, in an agroforestry concept together with something like that, just to make sure that we still have mangosteens. And I think, but I think the good example in Thailand is, which I think maybe people are more interested because of the short time, 3 years, 4 years, which is, it's a bit, it's not quite easy to believe, but I believe it's true. Like 3-4 years, maybe 5 years, Dr. Chinappan, when you do grafting, yeah. Because as you know, the rules are still the same, limited reproduction. So I don't know whether we can start using hormones to make it better. To create more roots or something, like rooting hormones or something to make the roots grow big. Because what prevents it from fruiting earlier is actually the plants are growing very slow because the roots are not efficient, according to what we listen today. So, okay, I'm not going too much into it. Only thing is, from what I see, Mangosteen is still not in a state that we want to accept what's happening in Thailand. Thailand, we see drastic change. But the potential is there. We just have to think on how we want to make it happen. And I think one of the biggest threat is durian being a big competitor. So, anyway, okay. Now, all these things about increase. Maybe, sorry, I forgot Dr. Ellina, Indonesia. Say, Dr. Ellina.
She left the
Okay, then. So the other thing is we're talking that what Dorothy. Okay, Ellina's here.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Ellina, how do you think you can increase the production of mangosteens in Indonesia, looking at the current situation?
Yes.
How do you think you can increase production of mangosteen in Indonesia, looking at current? But we also think of the future is going to be a good market, growing consumer demand, and all that stuff.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's not easy to do the job to increase the mangosteen because the long juvenile phase and etc. But according to the problem we have now, I think that we can divide the strategy into two program for short term and the long term. For short term, we can start with the existing farming now. We must increase the quality of fruit of our based on our condition now. Increase our plantation with farming system, intercropping like this. Based most of contribution of the mangosteen is come from the orchard like this. For the short time, our effort is to give how to increase this production, and the long term we must to replanting the old tree and start to prepare the seedling from now.
So when you replant, you have to replant grafted ones, like what Thailand is doing. Grafted trees. Because you can get it putting earlier. If you replant, the new trees has to be grafted trees. Yeah, because I think it's proven in Thailand.
Like yes.
We can learn from Thailand. Yeah.
Yes. And the other short time program is, I think, it is support post handling to reduce losses, improve the value chains like this.
Okay. Thank you. But I think Dr. Chinappan, maybe later we can discuss about how we can get some, how can you give us more light on the grafting method, because when you say 3 years, 3 years is actually quite, it's fast.
Yeah.
It'd be good.
Okay, that's a long time ago. We done the budding, but budding also grow very slowly.
Okay.
And now we come to do the grafting and approach grafting. Approach grafting, you can get the big tree, but you have to lose a big branch. You do in big branch that you can cut it big branch, the old tree, or even on the top of tree that you just approach grafting, and after that you cut it and you can grow. That's you can get big big tree, and also you can, if you use a big tree, you can use 2 or 3 rootstock, not only one rootstock.
Yeah.
You do understand that you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
approach grab 3 rootstock in one big bunch.
Yeah.
And after that, you can increase the roots by use normally we use a coconut husk and extend the root inside like a big bag, and after that you can cut it,
Okay.
go to nursery,
That's my
transfer to
question.
nursery, and after that grow. It's grow very fast. Also we also do in durian, also same thing, even in mango a long time ago. That's
Okay.
why we also now we do the grafting and grow very fast. But the very important when the mango 1 to 2 years that when you plant it grow very slowly because
Okay.
root problem. Maybe from draining the drain water draining, and also some nematode. It's
Yeah.
also
Okay.
very big problem in guava, also in durian, and also in mangosteen also. That you
Okay.
have to put, you find out the nematode, and that you can extend your root very fast.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Chinappan. I mean, that's very good explanation. And I think we agree that to rehabilitate, then you have to do something as budding, top budding,
Yeah.
and so on. Because right now, this webinar is about increasing production, but looks like maybe for the next few years it's a little slow. Yeah, that's why we discuss. That's what we discuss today. Okay, now I just move to the next point. So we understand the problem now. Next point is about data, like Dr. Doughty has mentioned. Like Mangosteen is included together with mango and guava. That's why sometimes when you do ChatGPT, it comes out something which is not real, because the data is all clumped together. So this one, I'm just asking you whether is it possible for us to get like for mangosteens, because it is together, can we make it such that we can maybe I'll ask Sabine to react of this, whether we can have, since mangosteen is grown in a limited region of the world, Southeast Asia and South Asia, maybe we can already come up with some actual data for mangosteens. Sabine, do you want to comment on that? Okay, Sabine, we can hear you. Sabine is from FAO, and yeah.
Thank you. My apologies. There are always 2 unmute buttons, and just pressing one does not unmute.
Okay.
So my apologies. I forgot the second unmute button.
No problem. We want to comment on, because I know we talk about data for a long time. Maybe you can give us some, throw some light on this.
Yes, indeed. So I was saying that the lack of separate data is indeed a concern, and FAO has been trying to address that. We have put a proposal to the World Customs Organization for the separation of the 3 commodities that are currently clustered together. The proposal was successful, and starting on 1st January 2028, in the harmonized system of the World Customs Organization, where the trade data are collected, there will be 3 separate codes in order to enable countries to collect data on these commodities separately. So unfortunately, these are always very long processes, so we will only see this change coming into effect on the 1st of January 2028. However, it's a good step in the right direction. And in terms of the production data, unfortunately, I do not know how and if it will be possible to separate the collection of data also on the production side. But as is very clear also from today's seminar, being able to collect the correct data to monitor these markets and monitor also domestic production is of vital importance, especially since these are burgeoning commodities also in global trade. And in order to be able to design the correct policy responses to facilitate sustainable trade well into the future, it's very important to be able to collect the data. So in this regard, until at least 2028, we still have to hang on with just the clustered data and with whatever estimates we can obtain from evidence from the field. And also, of course, a seminar like today is very, very helpful, hearing from the experts who actually work there and have data that is much more granular than what we see in the overall global data.
Yeah. In the meantime, Sabine, do you want to give some advice to our friends in the countries how they should, source the data and so that they can come up with something more solid and more reliable?
So you mean recommendation on how to source the data?
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, in production, we're not sure. And there's a standard before 2028 where they can at least get ready.
I mean, okay, when it comes to trade data, some of the exporting countries do report trade of mangosteens separately under the 10-digit HS codes, right? So at country level, there is already some efforts, and I do not know out of the top of my head exactly for which countries this is the case, but we do know from the data that, for example, the exports from Thailand, we can measure them reasonably precisely. So yes, certainly at country level, there is possibility even before 2028 to already align the data collection efforts and make an effort to separate these both at the production level and at the trade level. Certainly, it would be a good step for governments to take to at least in national statistics to have these separated.
Yeah, actually, I think every country have those. I mean, like because it's separated, mangosteen or guava is also separate, so they have that. But maybe getting it from different sources is another thing. And the last and the least to get it from is from the from the internet. Sometimes you get it all mixed up. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sabine, for joining us today. I think we've passed our time. There's only about 70 participants left, so I'll just close up. I'll close up the webinar. So I just want to thank everybody for this really engaging session. And I think from today's webinar, we can generally conclude that mangosteen holds significant potential for expansion, driven by growing consumer demand for exotic fruits and so on, and with the current technologies. But as we heard today, it is not as straightforward here because we have issues with mangosteen because of other more lucrative fruits like durian, and also land, no land, not enough land and the resources and so on. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but looks like the webinar will only accept now that right now the thing is quite stable for the next few years. We won't see much expansion. Okay, the other thing is, I think if we just talk to Sabine about data, I think we will see what we can do, but I think we can have a better data structure in the coming years with this new harmonized system coming on in 2028. So once again, I'd just like to mention this to all attendees that we, from the webinar, will be preparing a report based on today's insights. And this report will be available for all attendees online. And we aim to have the report completed by at least end of January. So please keep an eye on our newsletters and website for any updates. Of course, I think the speakers today, they provided a solid backdrop to this productive session with excellent presentations, and many thanks to all our speakers. First of all, for their time and presentation, and for sharing their insights on mangosteen development in their respective countries. Finally, thank you again to everyone who's contributed to ask questions and so on. Now there are about 70 still online, so thank you so much for staying to the end. Your active participant has made this Well, I consider this webinar quite successful since we had 133 earlier, now we have 70, but it certainly has made our day. Yeah. So, and lastly, I'd like to thank everybody again, thank Mr. Salim, our CEO, thank the TFNet team for helping out with the webinar. And also, just want to wish you all, for those celebrating Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And if it's not too early, Happy 2026. So goodbye, stay safe and be good always. Thank you very much.